Jai Sri Krishna. Let's start a discussion on the new topic that is the future of AI and CFT. With on that topic, what are the new technologies or navigating the technological frontier in that domain? What are the new technology involved in the anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing? So I'll explain you in details what are the technologies, how they are impacting the AIML systems or the transactions monitoring system or the payment screening system or the name screening system. So let's start discussion on this topic. So let's first I'll give you the introduction that the involving the threat landscape with the existing system. So let's first we will discuss on the challenges of traditional methods. So what are the challenges we are the banks or the financial institutions or the insurance company or the BFSI or the non-banking firm are facing with using these old techniques. So old techniques are the system that is use the rule-based logic, and that is and also the statics, and these are the generate the huge number of fails positive rates, that is the time consuming or the cost that require the cost and it lending to inefficiency, and the criminal might do the transaction below the threshold amount which is defined by the banks or the financial institution, and that is not able to predict the financial crime or such transactions. So these are the challenges that faced by the bank, so they are moving into the AIML techniques, and the need why there is a need required for the innovation in the financial crime or the forensic department. So the financial crime become a more sophisticated, so most or the methods of detection and the preserving are used by the criminals, and they need the innovation and to identify the fraudulent transaction on the basis of the customer behavior and the customer patterns and the customer profiling and the customer risk scoring methodology. So there is the rule there is the role of that technology is the new technologies, how the new tools are helping the financial institution move from the reactive to the proactive and adopt the new approach or the new methodologies to do the to identify the suspicious transaction in the AML system or the money laundering system or the payments money laundering systems. So let's discuss on the first technology, and it is and the key technology, which one is the artificial intelligence and the machine learning. And guys, it's the era where the all the banks, financial institutions, or the non-banking financial institutions are use that technology. So let's what is the AIML? So basically, AIM is and the algorithms that analyze the vast amount of data that identify the complex pattern of the customer behavior or the complex nature of the customer behavior and anomalies that the traditional system will miss, and the traditional system are not identify the hidden patterns or the hidden behavior of the customers that AIML technique can identify or the AIML algorithm can identify. So that will help us so let's discuss on the following key applications that the AIML technique can enhance. So let's enhance the transaction monitoring. So with using or with implementing the AML techniques, the bank or the financial institution can able to do the real-time analysis of transaction to detect the suspicious activity and laying and the structuring. And while that activity will transaction activity will happen with the hidden data, the bank will apply to stop this transaction or to apply the debit freeze of such transaction, so the criminal activity get minimized and the genuine transaction will happen in the system by using the AIML techniques. So let's move on the next point. While implementing the AIML techniques, we are able to reduce the false positive scenarios in the system and to increase the true positive scenarios by interpreting, doing the analysis of that customer by using the supervised and the unsupervised and the deep learning of the techniques. So the ML model learn from the historical data which we feed that to the models. We train state splits and distinguish between the genuine and illusion activity from the system, or to distinguish it is and the genuine customer or the criminal, or to do the payment screening and leading to the fewer alerts of the fails positive and leading to generate the true positive alerts. And The AIML can also write down the notes of why they are generating the alerts for certain transaction, and also give the detailed view of that customer or the detailed data of customer, so the operation team or the business team or the compliance team can able to do the analysis on that transaction and to file the STR report, the suspicious activity report or the suspicious transaction report or the cash transactions report, to further to do send that report to the financial intelligence units or the central bank. So that's the activities done by the compliance team, and it is also help us to draw the suspicious activity report in the GoML format, which is required by the central financial intelligence unit or the central bank of that country. And the predictive analytics, so AI can predict the potential risks by analyzing the customer behavior and the external data that are available in the system, and enabling the proactive approach. And the AML can has the data that customer from the centralized system, and to do the 360-degree analysis on the such customer. So let's move on the next technology, which is the distribution ledger technology, which we call the DTL and the blockchain. So guys, blockchain is a most important technology while we are doing on the link analysis or the network analysis. So what is a blockchain and why blockchain is important? So let's discuss. It is and the decentralized technology. So anyone can go and to check what how the funds will transact, who is the going the transact that firm, what is the sources of that funds, and what are the destination of that firm. So we with the blockchain technology we can able to do the link analysis and network analysis of that fund, and we can do the 360-degree way and secure and immutable way of recording the transactions, and we have the detailed data of that transaction. And with using the hash technique, no one can break that hash of that technology. So the key application of the blockchain, so KYC and digital identity. So each each the customers, we have the KYC and digital identity with using the blockchain method, and the digital identification can provide a single and the secure temper proof of record of customer information, and streamline the know your customers and the process. So we can set each customer KYC with using the blockchain and the ledger technology, so where no one can misuse the technology, and it is and the centralized, it is and the decentralized things where no one can go and change the customer data. So enhance the transparency. The immutable and transferable nature of blockchains can help is a tracing the movement of funds, and especially in the cross border transaction, and we can do the link analysis and we can use the single funds that will sharing between the two different parties on the cross border transaction, and the data sharing. So with the sharing, the permissible and ledger can enable the secure and provide the information sharing between the financial institution to combat the cross border crime, and which will help to reduce the such criminal activities. So let's move on the next technology, that is the RegTech, which we call the regulator and the technology solutions. The RegTech solution will play the huge role in the anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing. So what is it? The use of technology to streamline and automate the compliance process, and that will increase the the link between the bank or the financial institution, the relationship between the compliance team or the financial intelligence units or the central bank of that company or the other unit that can monitor such the fraud or the financial AML CFT activities in that the countries. So the automatic the reporting, the RegTech can automatically generate and file the suspicious activity report and the other regulated documents to that regulator, and to provide the data of that customer or the 360-degree view of that customer or that customer transaction or the account detail or the customer behavior to the RegTech with the centralized RegTech system, and that will increase that will increase or reduce the manual efforts and the centralized person interaction with the real-time systems. And then the real-time compliance monitoring, which I already told you, the RegTech person can do the and the real-time monitoring and check the compliance, the the customer detail on their the core banking system, and solution can continuously monitor for the compliance with changing the regulation and internal policies which are updated by the regulator. And simplified onboarding, the tools using the AI and biometric can automate the customer onboarding process, making it faster and secure, and it is a simplified process which increase the RegTech solutions. So let's move on the next slide, which is the integrated the futures, how the future will look like and how the future will work. The integrated way the system with the bank transaction monitoring system or the AML system with the RegTech system, how they look like. So the power of synergy with to consolidate the most effective solution will combine these technology. For example, AI powered system will can analyze from the blockchain based ledger, and we can use these all these technology which I explained, and to generate the most effective and more appropriate way to do the financial crime and the forensic analysis for that. And it is an the data centric approach, the success on the ability of manage and analyze the large diverse data sets to use the huge data set to do such activity. And we will do the human in the loops. So the technology is enabled and not a replacement of the humans, and human investigator and the compliance officer will focus on risks, high risk cases and the strategic decisions guided by AI powered systems. So AI can, if there is the hundreds or the thousands of alerts are generated, so AI itself can do their analysis on the risk scoring or the scoring analysis and do the prioritization of the system. So the compliance team or the operation team or the business team can do the highest priority analysis first and then the lowest priority. So prioritization method will also done by the AML techniques. So let's conclude this video, so that will help us. So the adoption of new technology is crucial for staying ahead of evolving the financial crime, and the new adopt the new technology or adopt new market trend which are the upcoming in the technology, or secure the system, that's the important. So we discuss on that technology, and the collaboration is a key. Information of sharing between the financial institution and regulator will be the crucial, and it is and the important to update the everyone on the same page, make sure. And continuous adoption, the technology and the criminal tactic involve the AML and CFT framework must be remain flexible and adaptable, and the new technology will be enhanced to work on the such things. So these are the end of that the videos, guys. If you find any challenging or if you not understand anything, please do comments, and I am always happy to give to provide you solutions and provide you the approach. So thank you so much, guys, for attending these videos. And if you like my efforts, so do like and subscribe my channel, so that will help me to create more such videos. Thanks.